Property Brokers Conference, right? This conference is actually one of the biggest conferences now. We're bringing people like Brian Sehan, we're bringing Grant Cardone. These are people who have done billions of dollars in real estate sales. The reason we are doing this is not because we don't want to just train our people alone, but to converge ideas together in the entire industry. We believe that if we work together as a team, that is everybody, every group, every company work together and converge ideas, we can do a lot more. Nigeria is home to a lot of ideas, a lot of intelligent people. We believe that we can do a lot more if we have a convergence of ideas like this, which is why we are putting up this Global Property Brokers Conference.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Edward. So the floor is open, gentlemen of the press. Please ask your questions.
Thank you, sir. Stephen, you also have
Thank you for coming. Right now, everybody, insecurity is one of the major challenges we face in Nigeria. I just left TBC, and it's one of the things I was sharing on your view this morning. You can't just tackle security with just, bullets and bombarding and bombing people. I was in Maiduguri 2019. I went to one of the IDP camp, the IDP camp. The place I was supposed to take, because I was born there, so we went to do some charity work. The place I was supposed to take 3,500, you have 35,000 people there. Right? They don't have a job. They don't, there's even I went to the health center. There's not enough medicine there. So tell me why, if Boko Haram is saying, I can give you more money, I can, and you'll be able to, even if you now die, you have 1,000 writings. It's a no-brainer. So for us, is that if we don't want security issue to continue to be serious, particularly here in the South, and it's here in the South too, right? We have to, even as private sector, find a way to create jobs. Some of you were here last year when we announced that we were creating a platform to help employ 100,000 people in the real estate sector. And we're committing 15% of our income into that. Right? And you saw when we launched the GCP program. This is a follow-up to that, where we said, can we bring the best in the world? Ryan Serhant is the #1 property broker in the world. He's based in New York. He's done over $4 billion in property sales. Every year he sells more than $1 billion worth of property. Why property brokerage? You do not need money to become a broker. All you're using is your credibility, social media, your connections, your network. And you don't even need to quit your existing job to do that. And if you look at one of the best things God has endowed us with, is real estate. Right? We have an office in Dubai when we do real estate in Dubai. Dubai is just sand and water. Nigeria, you have mountains, you have all manner of landscape, beautiful places that we can really tap into. And Dubai economy today is not sustained by oil. It's sustained purely by real estate. And we can do the same. And the process to making that happen is actually the brokers. Because it's the brokers that are the middlemen between the buyers and the what? And the sellers. They are the ones that are able to communicate to the sellers what the buyers want. And communicate to the buyers, okay, what the seller, can afford in terms of concession and pricing and things like that. So this is one of the, we hope that this movement will help to reduce unemployment issues in this country, will help to solve issues of security, as more people can then learn to know they can make it legitimately. I started about 13 years ago, also as a property broker. Okay, as a property broker, and I know how far God has helped us with. Today we build a multi-billion naira property company with office in Dubai, UK, US, and Nigeria. We just opened our US office last month. So it can happen, and we hope that this conference, we're also having Dr. John Maxwell, who we all know is a leadership coach all over the world. John Maxwell is able to bring that leadership perspective, because everything rises and falls on leadership. And when we're looking at what is going on in Nigeria, we are having a leadership crisis. I was saying this on, I think it was Arise TV yesterday or so, that what I can't understand about Nigeria is how a state governor will not own up to what's going on in this country, how a president will not own up, how a senator will not own up, right? And yet it's okay, it just sounds okay. And some of us, the sheep followers too, we begin to defend. This is a Yoruba man, he's my tribe people. All the time he hates we Yorubas. What nonsense are you talking about? Does poverty know Yoruba or Igbo or Muslim? Or they start kidnapping students now. Are Muslim not the one being kidnapped in some of those schools? Are they not Fulani being kidnapped? So when we start all this nonsense that we do, it's just really painful. But we, the private sector, need to start moving it, because listen, our business is going to be affected if we don't take this thing seriously. We won't have a business to run. So we brought John Maxwell to also help drive that point of leadership, because for you to be a successful property broker, you have to be a leader. You have to lead yourself first, because to convince a customer to buy property, you must know what you are talking about. You must know the subject matter. You must have led yourself. Part of leadership is that you don't go late to meet a prospect, right? And leadership means you have planned yourself, not to say it was Lagos traffic. He won't buy from you, right? So that's why Dr. John Maxwell also have Grant Cardone, who's done over $2.5 billion in property sales. And the funny thing with Grant Cardone, he raised almost $1 billion in property investment on Facebook, on social media. Right? So the young people are complaining about how, there's no money, there's no opportunity. Instead of trolling successful people on social media, use that social media to say something. You can see the energy of the youth to easily fight and busybody on what is not your business. Right? People who really don't care. You talk the matter, it doesn't add any come up to your pocket. Right? And it has become like something we're excited about now. Can we engage positively on social media? I have something to sell. Right? Sell something online and begin to build your wealth. And so these are some of the conversations we hope will happen.
Let me take a question.
Now you are excited to ask questions.
In the line of job creation, the program we kicked off the other time, how far have you gone about it? How many jobs have you created since then? And also your green estate was after Dangote refinery. How far, sir?
Beautiful. For the job project, we already have over 5,000 people now who are signed up into our GTS Broadcast program. And this conference also is hosting over 12,000 people, 10,000 online, 2,000 physically in Nigeria, in the Landmark Event Center, and then in Dubai also. Because one of the things we've done is to build that project to Dubai. And we're having amazing people. What I love about Dubai is the cosmopolitan nature of that, so people from different parts of the world are joining for the conference too. What we've already done over 5,000. Now we have over 4 estates in that Dangote refinery corridor. So we've launched the Jasper Gardenia, and if you go there now, you will not even recognize that place. People are already investing, and at least we're building about between over 2,000 housing units in that corridor. at the end of the year, we'll be inviting you to come and dedicate as people move into their house.
I think you should give me the land.
Sorry, please. Just for the purpose of this conference, please can we stay on track so that we don't focus on the wrong things? Well, not the wrong things, but not same things. Let's just focus on the conference.
My question: when is the conference holding, and what is the who are to participate? Who are you expecting to participate in this conference?
The conference will be on May 1st. That's this Saturday, May 4th at Landmark Event Center. The conference is open both locally and globally, because he said we're having 10,000 people online, meaning you have participants that are watching live from Nigeria, from Dubai, from the US, all over the world. And those in physical attendance at Landmark Event Center, and that will be by 10 a.m. The event starts by 10 a.m. So for those that were expecting, now like he said, the conference is trying to show how you can also get into the real estate business and become a broker. Now, there's something mentioned about Rainsand. Rainsand is known internationally. It has that acumen. It has so many resorts, making not less than $1 billion sales every year. So we want to show the Nigerian audience, that's the Nigerian brokers and the global brokers, for those that want to go into the real estate sector, how you can also become an international broker. Meaning, what are those things you need to learn? What are those secrets? What are those strategies? What are those processes? So whoever is interested that wants to go into the brokerage business, you want to become an international broker. Don't forget, it's not just a Nigerian market or looking at, it's a global market. So there's something they do there that we are yet to do, why we can't get the result they are getting. So whoever wants to get that kind of a result, so either you are already a broker or you want to become an international broker, that's upgrade your level. So this event is open. It's free for everybody, but you have to just register. That's it.
How do you register?
All you need to do is just go to the website. That's gpbconference.com. Sign up there and you get the following instructions.
You can select whether you want to come physically in Nigeria, physically in Dubai, or you want to join online. So you have to make sure you select the particular participation type you want on www.gpbconference.com.
Very sure, because I think that during that time we talking about how the private sector could effectively play a role in reducing the unemployment situation in the country. So, but my own question is, most of the private sector that you talk about in Lagos and all those areas and all that, you are actually talking about insecurity, which is a perennial problem that's actually affected the local crannies of the country. So my question is, how are you, as like an element in the private sector, how would you be able to, co-opt the northerners into the system? And that's my own, that's my first question. The second question would be, talking about brokerage. I want to know, like, what impact would it be on the country's GDP? I really want to come from you.
Thank you for that question. Well, we now are in Abuja. We have 2 estates in Abuja. We're launching even the third. And Abuja is not the last time I checked. Right? So, and of course, we're expanding to other cities of the north. So we are not in fact, we're not a Nigerian company. Like we said, we have offices all over the world. For the GDP of the country, definitely, the brokers are usually how you know how much is even being sold when it comes to real estate. Right? So the more property you sell, the more, first of all, those companies are able to pay tax. Right? The more the states are fine, the more the federal government have revenue. In fact, when you look at the Bureau of Statistics, their last quarter, the real estate sector, in fact, for last year, after the COVID-19 lockdown, real estate was the first to kind of jump out of recession, even as we speak. But that can be better. Because like I said, even agriculture is still real estate, tourism is still real estate. Even expanding healthcare is still under real estate. You can't open big hospital without land. Everything still requires land, property. So the more brokers are in that space, the more we're able to create wealth. Remember, these brokers have families, they have children. Remember, these brokers also pay tax, some form of tax, even if it's VAT or something. So it's about wealth distribution, and that's what really happens when you're able to grow that broker space. We're hoping we can do that with this kind of conference, because it's a global conference, it gives a global perspective to this, and for those who will be able to even learn how to start selling properties outside Nigeria and do brokerage in US and UK, what then happens is that they still live in Nigeria. So now they're earning FX, right? Which still even helps solve the challenge of, because first of all, you and I know that except for politicians who usually won't go through such brokers in the first place, okay? Most Nigerians cannot even afford to buy property in US and UK, in Dubai. So what we're teaching is how you can be in Nigeria, yet you're able to connect with somebody who lives in Malaysia or lives in China and still show him a property in China, you understand, and he can buy. And, because we are like the gateway. What we've done with all these countries is that you are not in those countries, we are. We have offices, we're registered. So we have connected directly with the developers outside Nigeria, right? All you are using is to begin to use the power of the internet, the power of email marketing, the power of social media marketing, to be able to get interested customers. Once they show interest, you link them up to our Dubai office, for example, and they take it off from there. The person buy, you get your commission. So you still see how, FX is even still coming back to the country.
Okay, sir, I'm sorry, let me just ask a final question. Currently, the unemployment rate is 32.5%. So, are you saying that via this conference, at least, we should be able to experience a force down again?
Yeah, we already taken 100,000, and between last year and now we already have over 5,000 people in the program. Now this conference will also empower another 12,000 people if all of them join our program. So you are looking at another about 15 million, being empowered through what we're doing. So we're already close to. Our goal is 100,000 for 5 years, right? 100,000.
Did you say 15 million?
No, 15,000. 15,000. We already have over 5,000. The conference is streaming live and physically to 12,000 people. Let's out of the 12,000, 10,000 join what we're doing. That gives us another 15,000. Our goal is that between now and the next 5 years, we have 100,000 that we can say through our program are now able to become broker. If I want to find thing with my interview today on TVC was, I remember Morayo was saying, we knew when Tope, started following you. And today, Tope is doing well, in the property industry as a broker. She's making, and she's one of the core of the view. So she was able to say, look, obviously there's a testimony. If we are even saying this is our colleague, and she had to even say thank you for doing that for one of our colleagues who we know, at least we knew her very well, and now she's doing well as a broker. And it doesn't stop her being on the view. So this is something very powerful and very real. In terms of reducing unemployment, that's why we made the event open. Hopefully, other companies can plug in. We have taken 100,000. Imagine other companies that will take 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. That's how, because many of those also come in are business owners. Many of them are also leaders of brokerage. Some of them have 30,000 people who are under their brokerage, community space and all that. So imagine the ripple effect of that. So yeah, it definitely will pull that.
I would also like to be another top right?
We'll come to that.
So at your service, show up for the event.
Any more questions?
No question.
No, I have 2 questions there.
Yes.
With the increase in brokers, we have the market for the business. Now you plan to, in the next within 5 years, you plan to have empower 15,000 persons. question now is that do we have the market? Do we have the buyers?
I'll allow Mrs. Openiko to talk on that, but let me just say a few words. The beauty about technology, and Nigeria, a lot of Nigerians are not looking into this reality. The world is now a global village. There is no Ghana, there is no US, there is no. From Nigeria, you have access to the world as long as you have internet and a mobile phone, right? For example, 98% of GTEx Homes customers buying GTEx property in Nigeria are not even in Nigeria. 98%. They are not even Nigerian. Many of them are Nigerians in diaspora. In fact, can I shock you that some of the ones doing business with us in Nigeria are not even Nigerians in Nigeria. Sometimes they are foreigners in Nigeria who just want to do something, right? So, and that's the power of the internet. So you are talking about the market is the world, right? The market is the world. For example, if you look at the Dubai real estate industry, a lot of the people in Dubai consuming Dubai real estate are not Emiratis. Remember, Emiratis are less than 1 million. Dubai population is more than 10 million now. Right? And that's what can happen to Nigeria. People are not getting it. Let's even say Nigerians can't afford it. If we really do our real estate sector very well, right? Non-Nigerians will invest and rent it out to Nigeria, because remember, the return on investment on real estate in Nigeria is the highest. Lagos in particular, and Goldman Sachs did a research. Lagos is number 1 in Africa. Abuja is number 2 in Africa. South Africa and Port Harcourt are number 3. So this is a major, huge, industry. What is missing is trained brokers who can communicate the value despite the challenges. Because one of the, what makes you a good broker is that people are going to tell you, should I invest in Nigeria despite the insecurity? What will you tell them? Ladies and gentlemen, this is even the best time to what? To buy. Because you're able to buy at a cheaper price. And this challenge of insecurity is not going to be forever. Tough times don't last, tough people do. Are we together? So, but it's a function of having brokers who are trained, who can communicate that perspective. And even the insecurity is not everywhere in Nigeria. I mean, I'm oftentimes not in Nigeria. I probably spend a month here and a month, to oversee other businesses we have. I just returned from the US. Almost every day there's a shooting. And we're not facing that reality. Almost every day in the US there's a shooting. In some cases, even the police that have shot somebody. Almost every day. So, but we in Nigeria have a way of narrating our own as if now our own, it's the worst. There's no place else that has even anything close. But we're not facing the reality that in America, somebody carries a gun and before 6 people dead, 13 people injured. Well, that's not terrorism.
So, as an international company, how would you differentiate the real estate business in Nigeria and overseas?
Okay, but I'd like her to jump in on that and I'll pick up the last question.
The last question. Just in case he didn't really clarify on the market.
Sorry, your name and
Oh, okay, thank you. My name is Okwemi Kolutu, and I'm the sales manager for GTEx. Just in case you're wondering, since there's the market, that's the people aspect, you're wondering, is there the product? As much as people keep coming, reproduction keeps coming in, the land doesn't finish if you have to check. That's one of the things you need to wonder. That just in case this horizon is being finished, you realize before you come back, the horizon is gone again. Like that it expanded. If you keep watching, eventually, before you know, it expands and expands and expands. The land doesn't finish. So, in as much as reproduction keeps happening, let's presume you want to get 2 children. You buy in the name of your child. Your child buys in the name of the first child, buys in another child, like that, and the product keeps coming in, and so does the market keep coming in. So that's just it. The market doesn't finish, nor does the product finish. It doesn't. It's big enough for everybody.
So your question?
Yeah, I said as an
gives you higher profit margin than outside Nigeria. Even on return on investment, for example, if you're buying a 2-bedroom in Dubai, your return on investment, depending on the location, is as low as 4% to 7%. Right? Now, in Nigeria, even on land banking, the return on investment in some cases is as high as 50%, 100%. Right? Because, and that's the way life works. The higher the risk, the higher the reward. Right? However, in those other clients, there's stability, there's consistency. There's guarantee. You can almost say there's something called guarantee aside COVID that has shown us that not is guaranteed again anywhere in the world, right? But you can have that level of stability in other parts of the world. But the returns can't be compared. That's why I tell people, and that's one of the reasons why GTEC is able to really attract foreign investors, because we are also playing that climb. So you can't tell us what we don't know. We are between the US and the UK and Dubai. So we can tell you, it's a matter of you choose. Right? Yes, Nigeria is not stable, there are issues, but the returns on investment is high. Plus, what we are then doing is what solves that. GTEC Homes is creating green and smart homes. We are providing security, CCTV. It's that kind of neighborhood that is safe, that will provide. So we are even solving that insecurity problem. If they have given us some visa for it, we'll have built green and smart homes there, right? And you won't have Boko Haram there. They probably will have also come to buy the property and live with us, okay? If they can afford it, or be part of building the estates, so they won't need to take out. And that's the dimension government needs to start looking into the entire developing Nigeria. Look at it even in the US. Some of the presidents that have changed America, where the president will say, let's go back to work. Everybody, let's go back to work. And one of the biggest things they did was to invest massively in infrastructure. And infrastructure in terms of roads, in terms of buildings, in terms of, and everybody went back to working. And that's what I think we should do. All this state of emergency, declare state of emergency on real estate, on work, on buildings, on construction. And you see young people will have jobs and we will not need to carry arms.
So I think one of the questions that people like to ask is that, is it going to be an annual thing? Because it seems like a capital intensive project.
It is. It's costing over 100 million.
So the project is over 100 million. So are we expecting this on an annual basis?
Yeah, it's going to be annual, but it might not be this expensive subsequently, because some of the speakers charge us as much as $50,000. I mean, we're talking about international speakers, so it was quite capital intensive. But again, when you want to push something, just like in law of aerodynamics, right? You have to go with heavy force, and once you've broken, you may be a bit calm about it. So because we are trying to, it's a movement we're trying to create, we needed that heavy push at the beginning. And we wanted it to go, what we are paying to even the streaming platforms, the publicity, because we just want everybody to, like somebody posted something, say, when last did you hear a good news in Nigeria? And that's why I need to beg you, press people, put it out there. Right? Because you're also not helping the situation. The person who said, when last did you hear a good news, right, in Nigeria, right? Because if you say Boko Haram has just killed 200 people, you are not lying, okay? But how does that provide job for me? Right? How does that solve my problem? Are we together now? How does that prevent even me from joining the bandit? Direct me to where I can see opportunities. Like if we were to have charged for this event, we would have charged $2,000 per person based on the cost implication on us. But we decided to make it free, right? So the company is having to sponsor it and make it available. But it's up to you to make sure, because you don't need to be in Lagos to attend. You can watch online. If you help people to understand that, look, these are directions, these are opportunities that many young people need to begin to explore. I hope that does the magic.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Any more questions?
Any other questions?
Okay, thank you everybody.
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate it.
Sir Stephen, you are here to give me a house.
I'm here to give you a hand.